Alright, so boom.
Alright, so boom. So, I'm actually about to go out in a few, but before I do that, I wanted to do a mini little story time with y'all. So I'm gonna get comfortable and take this off. Give me a sec. Alright, so boom. So I'm basically doing this mini story time about this one time this girl basically, touched up on me or whatever. Well, felt up on me. So it was my first year, my transition or whatever. I got invited by one of my bros to go to this party. I think it was in Brooklyn, because at the time I lived in the Bronx, but I was working in Jersey at a speedway, a gas station. So we go to the party or whatever. So when they invited me, keep in mind, my bros, they know I'm trans or whatever the case may be. Because I never really, like I said, I never really hide, who I am. So we go to the party. Now, as shy as I may look, when I'm partying or turning up, depending, if I have alcohol in my system, then I'm extremely friendly. But if I don't have alcohol in my system, I'm still I dance a lot when I'm at a party. I turn up, you will see me and be like, is this the same JC on that be all shy and quiet on video, on camera? So we dancing, I'm turned up, I'm doing my thing, low, 1 2 1 2, and this girl just starts staring at me, right? So I'm just looking at her, whatever the case may be, and she comes towards me and we're dancing or whatever, dancing, boom, boom, boom. She leaves. She comes back with a friend. Man, I guess she might have been a little drunk, but I didn't really pay attention to that or whatever the case may be. But she comes back and me and the bar, we leaning against the bar or whatever, and she comes. So I'm leaning down. I'm leaning back like this, just by the chairs. But she comes and she just grabs me like right there, just grabs me. I'm and just starts to but I had on jeans that looked that were like this. I had on one of these type of jeans, right? So when you wear jeans like that, automatically, whether or not you have the jean portion of it is just so thick that you can still kind of cuff something, kind of. So when you're standing, it looks like this in the front. Looks like that, right? So I'm like, okay. So I guess from there, she thought it would be okay for her to grab me. She grabs me up, and my bro's just standing there staring. He's trying to see what I'm gonna do or what I'm gonna say or if I'm gonna say something. So even though he knows I'm trans, at the end of the day, he's not just gonna treat me as a he's gonna treat me as any other dude, which I appreciated of him, because if he would have tried to make it hot and try to be like, oh, don't touch him like that, you feel me, that would make it worse for the situation. So sorry. So a lot of times people may think they're looking out for you, but they could be putting you in even more danger than you already might be in. So I appreciate him for treating me like he would any other dude, because if he was trying to make it special for me, as far as, okay, this dude is trans, let me let her know, or let me go tell her yo, he's trans, he don't have a dick, you know what I'm saying? Some of those type of things is uncalled for. Even if you think that you're helping somebody out, outing someone or telling someone that may not know about somebody being trans can be worse than you not saying anything. Let that person deal with it on their own term. So when she did that, I kind of was yo, chill, type of try to play it off, She was like, what's up? Like, yo, you want to come to my crib with me or whatever? I was like, no, I'm with my bro. I don't know how he's going to get home, whatever the case may be. Trying to use him as an excuse so I can get out of this. She was like, oh, why you can't just leave your bros? You trying to say, like, I'm not. I'm like, nah, it's not that. Like, you know, you feel me? Like, you cool and all, but, like, I just met you and I'm not trying to. So her friend pulled her and was like, yo, we have to go. And when her friend did that, I looked at my bro like, yo, she was bugging out. He was like, word, shorty was trying to get a piece of you. I was like, yeah. So me and him chopping it up on something like, it's cool, but in my head, I'm like, Lord, have mercy. Like, what are you looking for? And it's just like, even though I was panicking in my head, I still had to keep my calm because, like I said again, you don't keep your calm, you might get yourself in a situation that you can't get out of. Because her being drunk, if she would have put her hands in my pants or kept going again and been like, yo, like, what's going on? Or I would have panicked and blacked on her, or whatever the case may be. The fact that she was drunk, she could have been in the club wilding out, screaming and just saying, yo, this man, you know what I'm saying? The same way you girls would not want a man touching you, drunk or not, I don't think that it's appropriate for a woman to be touching people, especially people you don't know, strangers and stuff like that. Like, I gotta chill with stuff like that. But definitely that was a weird experience, but shout out to him for really, like, not, you know, putting me on the spot. Even after the fact, he didn't even, like, ask me. Like, a lot of times when I'm around males, a lot of dudes do not look at me in no way to, like, bring up the whole trans fact. Like, we don't really talk about that, really. But I think it's because dudes tend to be really comfortable. Biologically born males tend to be very comfortable around studs, AGs, things of that nature, aggressive girls, like, you know, lesbians who are studs. So therefore, when they meet a trans man, it still doesn't make a big difference to them either, which I wish a lot of people had that same kind of camaraderie. Oh God, I hate this word. I know how to spell it, I know how to say it, but every time I try to say it, it doesn't work. But I wish people had the same type of comfortability that they have with trans men and AGs and studs with trans women and gay men. When it comes to trans women and gay men, it's not the same. You have, when a trans woman is hanging out with a biologically born woman and they're hanging out around a whole bunch of males, as cool, as friendly they might be with that person, 9 times out of 10, if the man finds that trans woman attractive, the girl tends to say, you know, really nasty things like, you know, this used to be a man. She was born a man. That's a transgender. Like, they tend to out the girl, or even in the inboxes or text messages or under comments, like, people tend to say, oh, watch out, this used to be a man. I think it makes it hard for trans women to try to find a man. It makes it hard for them to date. It makes it hard for them to be comfortable within themselves, because it's like, you're hanging out with me today, we're chilling, we go to a club, and as soon as a man want to talk to me, you automatically out me. Let me do that on my own terms, or just don't say it at all. You feel me? Like, you don't know who this person is or what they might do to me. And a male's masculinity is very fragile, especially in this day and age. If especially a black man, if a black man is attracted to a trans woman that he doesn't know is a trans woman, you saying something before they even both get the chance to analyze the situation can make both of them very angry and say or do things they don't want to do. So, for a perfect example, let's say a trans woman was to go to a club with a biologically born female, right? And there's this dude that comes and starts dancing with the trans woman, not knowing that, you know, she's a trans woman, but because she's a woman, she's at a party. And one of his bros, or the girl herself, goes, yo, you know my friend is a trans woman, right? Or, you know, my friend is a transgender. And what they like to say is, you know, she's a tranny. I hate that word with a passion. One second. hate that word with a passion. But they'll say something like that and brush it off like it's cool. And then he'll come like, yo, blah, 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 start cursing. Or 9 times out of 10, he'll find a way to get her jumped because his ego is hurt as a man. And he's embarrassed and he feels away. He's not justified for his actions, but it's his masculinity is so fragile that he will put his anger out on the trans woman when she didn't even have nothing to do with it. Just because you're dancing with me, it doesn't give me you don't have the right to know whether I'm trans or not because you're deciding to dance with me. I'm not going in bed with you. I'm not doing anything personal with you. So why do I have to automatically tell you that I'm trans to give you a choice to whether or not to dance with me or not dance with me? That was your choice. Now, why do I have to tell you anything if we're at a club? We're at a club. I'm having a good time. I don't have to tell you anything. I'm not obligated to tell you anything. Your anger is not justified. Your actions are not justified just because you decided to dance with me. And that's why I have like a lot of respect for many heterosexual folks or cisgendered males who really have respect for trans women and, you know, are assholes. So to people out there, if you do hang out with people of trans experience, do not out them against their wish. You don't have to go and say, oh, this person is a he, or this person used to be a he, or this person used to be a she, he's a he now. You don't have to take that responsibility for them. You might be making it worse for them than you think. You don't need to go tell no one anybody's business, period. So if you have someone that's a friend of yours that's trans, if you're hanging out with them, if you are going to decide to hang out with a trans person, know how to act around that trans person. Do not make everything hot. Do not judge them. Do not low-key make, what you may call it, I'm trying to find the word. Do not make comments that will belittle them and make them uncomfortable by being around you. Choose who you want to be around. You're not forced to hang out with them. You're not forced to accept them either. All right, that was my mini story time. Thank you guys for watching. First name JCon, last name Ditto. JCon Ditto. Back again with another video. Y'all already know how I'm doing. Told y'all videos after videos this year. All right,